Thank you. So we were reading 6.44. So we have to read 6.5545, I think. This one, 465 to read. तपसिभ्योऽधिको योगी ज्ञानिभ्योऽधिको ज्ञानिभ्योऽपि मतोऽधिकः कर्मिभ्यश्चाधिको योगी तस्माद् योगी. So the goal of everything that a person is doing in this material world or in the spiritual circles is the tendency to connect to Krishna. The soul, being a part and parcel of Krishna, cannot remain unconnected. Even right now, as we speak and as I speak and as you hear, we are already connected to Krishna. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabhunoi Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karayuday. So it is already a fact that I am a part and parcel of Krishna, connected to Krishna. So spiritual life is to resume our natural situation. Muktihi hitva anyatha rupam swarupena vyavasthiti. Hitva anyatha rupam. So to give up all other false situations, false conditions, and swarupena vyavasthiti, and to be in one swarupa. So this is called mukti, yoga, whatever you want to call it. Spiritual life, whatever you want to call, that's fine. But the goal is to resume our natural situation. So even in the current situation, we are connected to Krishna, but because we desire to be disconnected from Krishna, that desire is manifested by Krishna's reciprocation through our association with Maya. So Krishna is reciprocating for our desire. We are telling Krishna, I do not want to be connected to you, but it's my natural situation. But out of ignorance, I falsely think of a situation where I can become disconnected from Krishna, and that is Maya. So all situations, all practices, it be tapasya or jnana or to perform pious activities, dhanam, whatever it is to resume, it is to come to the point of purification where I resume my natural situation. So if this natural situation is resumed, then only it is complete success. That's why Krishna is saying in the shloka, tapasibhyodhiko yogi. So better than a tapasvi is a yogi. Why? Because the goal of tapasya is to become a yogi only. Vasudeva param jnanam, Vasudeva param tapaha, Vasudeva para kriya, Vasudeva param jnanam, Vasudeva para makaha. So this way the Shastra is telling, and the Bhagavatam is mentioning this. So Vasudeva, to come to this point of Vasudeva Paramakaha is the highest sacrifice. Param Jnanam Vasudeva Param Tapaha. So it is the highest tapas. There's another shlokam that talks about Anaradito Yadi Hari Tapasa Tatakim. Aradito Yadi Hari Tapasa Tatakim. If you are not worshipping Hari, Anaradito Yadi Hari, then what is the use of your tapasya? No use. Anaradito Yadi Hari. But Parantu, Aradito Yadi Hari. But if you are worshipping the Lord, Yadi Aradito Yadi Hari. Aradito Yadi Hari. If you are worshipping Hari, then Tapasa Tatakim, then what is the purpose of tapasya? There is no need for tapasya because you are already worshipping Hari. There is no need for any extraneous endeavor called tapasya. No need, not necessary. So the natural situation is Swarupa Nishtha. Swarupa Nishtha. So to be a yogi means to be connected to Krishna. That's what Krishna concluded in the last shloka. We have been reading this many times over the past month or so. So yogina api sarvesham adhyate antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yuktadamo mataha. So to be a yogi means to connect to Krishna. And to be connected to Krishna means what? One has to give prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmanyeva atmana tushtaha. Siddha prajna stadochyate. Prajahati yada kaman. To become a yogi means to become a siddha prajna. To become a siddha prajna means what? Prajahati yada kaman. Kamam will come because of ajnanam. Ajnanam, avidya, kama karma bihi. Because of avidya, there is kamam. Because of avidya only there is kamam. So these kamams are coming. Prajahati yada kaman. Yada kaman will come. But sarvan partha manogata. but one gives prajahati. He gives up everything. Again and again, as the desires are coming up, this is the meaning of saying we have to continuously chant Hare Krishna mantra, Kirtaniya Sada Harihi. Why? Because the material desires will keep popping up like bubbles on an ocean. But as they keep coming up for protecting one's dependence, for protecting oneself, protecting the body, protecting the wealth, multiplying the wealth, securing this will come. This will come. But what we are doing right now is that we are not giving up these desires when they are popping up on the mind. So you can only give up desires by two things. One, by jnanam, I understand this is basically dukkham. Okay. Or if we are I'm saying in the process of sadhana stage, I'm saying. So if you have little jnanam, I understand this is dukkham. Okay, and then you give up some kama. But or higher, better. I mean, in one sense, a better way is Krishna is asking me to give up desires, right? Krishna has asked me in the Bhagavad Gita to give up prajahati yada kama. He has asked me to give all of these up. Now I must give these up. Prajahati yada kama. Sarvan partha manogata. Everything must be given up. Sarvan partha. Hey partha. Sarvan. And where do these come up? Manogatan. So they will come up. Sarvan. But you, what should you do? Prajahati. You must give it up. You must give it up. So if you don't give up, then what happens? If you are a kami, the kama is coming, but instead of giving up, I want to enjoy these material desires. What happens? Krishna says, Na shanti apnoti na kama, na shanti apnoti kama kami. If you are kami, which means when the kamam is coming, see, kamam is compulsory, but to be a kami is optional. Kamam is compulsory. But Krishna is telling, if you become a kami, then na shanti apnoti. You will not become peaceful. So, apuryamanam achara pratishtham samudramapa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sa shanti apnoti na kama kami. Sa shanti apnoti. Kaha? Who gets shanti apnoti? Achara pratishtham. He is not moved. He is offering it to Krishna. Krishna, because you have asked me to not pursue these desires, I will not pursue these desires. Prajahati. He gives it up. Because so long I have enjoyed this material world, this household life, this wealth, this money, this women, this man, this sex, this children, this kutumbam, this woman, this daughter, this house, this ice cream, this vada, everything I have enjoyed for millions of lifetime. I have not become happy. Now Krishna, Kamadinam Katidana Katida Palita Durnidesha. I have come to your lotus feet, Krishna. Enough of this Dvanda Vata Hatana, Bishama Bishaye, Majjata Maplavana, Bhavati Ekaha, Vishnu Poto, Narana, Sutta Duhitra Kalatrata, Trana Bhara Arditana. Sutta Duhitra Kalatra Trana Bhara Arditana. Enough of simply being absorbed in the weight, in the burden of simply bearing this Sutta Duhitra Kalatra Trana. Enough, Krishna. I am coming to your lotus feet. Sutta means son, Duhitra means daughter, Kalatra means wife, husband, Sati, Sutta, everything. Kalatra Trana Bhara Arditana. To carry this burden, Kulashekara Advar is telling. So, ultimately, we have to become connected to Krishna. So, whether we follow tapasya, we follow jnana, we follow this, but ultimately, we have to resume this natural situation of being very closely connected to Krishna, and you don't have to tell anything about it to anyone. Within your own heart, externally act like a worldly man. Don't tell about your attachment to Krishna to anyone. Keep it like a top secret. Keep it as a top secret. Don't tell it to anyone. Internally harbor that attachment to Krishna. Externally say everything what your relatives are saying. Say, I love you, I like you, I'll do this for you. But internally understand everyone will die before you. Only my Krishna will come with me. So this is a yogi, to be connected to Krishna. I want Krishna only. This determination is called a yogi. This determination is called a yogi. Everyone will kick you on your face. Compulsory. Compulsory. Everyone will kick you on your face. Either we will be separated from them or they will be separated from me. But to maintain these things, I'm struggling so hard. Kashtan kama narkhate vidbujam ye. We are struggling so hard for a situation which we will leave. So ultimately, if we are connected to Krishna, then automatically we have jnana. Where is the lack of jnana? That is why Krishna is saying, jnanibhyo adhiko yogi. Because you already have jnana, this is futile. Only Krishna is my master, you already have. Okay. Tapasibhyo, what is the purpose of tapasya? To get this sense, why to undergo fasting, why to do this, why to do that, to get this sense. Hey fool, hey rascal, you have nothing to do with anything of this for me to get this sense. That is the point of tapasya. I'm merely carrying a burden which I don't have to carry. I have nothing to do with anything here. Absolutely nothing. But I carry a burden that as if this is my husband. What a fool I am. What a great fool. I'm a grand fool, is it not? Such a grand fool. So to realize this is the purpose of tapasya, to realize this is the purpose of, what do you say? Jnana, jnanibhyo adhiko yogi, tapasibhyo adhiko yogi, karmibhyo adhiko yogi. What is the purpose of dhanam, tarpata, dharma, whatever you are doing, right? Swadhyayam, Vedadhyanam. What is the purpose of all this? The purpose is ragadveshu muktaihi to become indifferent, nirvedaha, to become indifferent, shrotavyasya shrutasya cha. Yada moha kalilam buddhi vritarishati dvagantasi nirvedam shrotavyasya shrutasya cha. One becomes enough. I have nothing to do with this. Because if you feel you have something to do with this, then you'll have desires. Because Sangam is there. And if you have desires, it will be very difficult for you to give it up. It is very difficult to give up desires after you have achieved them. You've cultivated a desire and you have developed a relationship with the desire, then it is very difficult to give it up. But if you give up your association with the entity that is contributing to desires, that is easier. So desire is like a bad smell coming from a dead rat. Okay, you can put all the scent you want in the house, but if the dead rat is there, desires are going to come. So throw the dead rat out of the house, no bad smell will come, right? So the dead rat is compared to our feeling that I have something to do here. I have some connection with this house. I have some connection with this job. I have some connection with this boss. I have some connection with anything here. This feeling I have connection is called a dead rat. Right? This is what is giving us smell. You give up that sense and understand the only person I have connection to is Krishna. That's all. If I understand this is yogi. But if I don't understand this, and then with the dead rat, I'm trying to do so many things. Prabhuji, I have so many material desires. Mataji, I have this. Maharaj, I have this. Guru Maharaj, I have this. Prabhupada. I mean, I have the dead rat. What do you expect? There is going to be bad smell. Avidya is there. Kama will be there. Kama is there. Karma is there. So throw the dead rat out. Right? Throw the dead rat out. How do you do it? Understand, I have nothing to do here. How does it happen? By association with the sadhu. The more and more we associate with the sadhu, we understand actually, I have nothing to do anything here. I don't belong to this world. I'm simply struggling for a situation which I have nothing to do. It is like completely cleaning a train compartment which you are traveling for like 10 hours. Why should I clean the train compartment? I'm going to get out of the train compartment. Is it not? Just like that. So we must realize the situation we are in. We must realize our connection with Krishna. And if we do that, all our tapas, jnana, karma, everything is perfect. You don't have to do another spiritual process to get this. Simply if you understand this, my only relationship is with Krishna. And if I serve him, everything else is done. If we can conclude on this, then everything is automatically come. Let's stop here. Any question? Thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.